So here I am in front of my mansion with my supercars. But you know what I like more than my mansion and my supercars and all my money? My millions and millions of dollars? Knowledge. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. And in today's video we're going to be talking about how to replace cars in GTA 5. So how we can add modded cars, as like the ones you can see on your screen right now. How do you add them into the game? So yeah, there's 4 modded cars here from the Mitsubishi Lancer. There's 2 Mercs and a BMW i8. And I'm going to be teaching you how to add all these different cars into the game so you can spice up your game as well. As I said, I'll be covering replacement cars. I won't be doing add-ons. If you want to see an add-ons video in the future, let me know in the comment section below. But I'm far more into replacing cars because I like to see them driving around as I play the game. So that's what I'm going to be covering today. So I'm going to be covering a few pieces of information in this video. Now this is going to be the easiest way that you can put cars into the game. Replacing cars isn't as simple as you'd want it to be originally, but there are a few tools that you can get that will make this an extremely easy task, and you'll be able to mod any cars you want very, very quickly. But yeah, without further ado, without any more blabber from me, let's get into the tutorial part of this video. So we're now on my desktop and I'm going to be showing you how to get started on the modding. First things first, I do recommend backing your game up. What I like to do is if you just go to your game directory, so mine is located here. You see I have 2 Grand Theft Auto 5 files. What I did is I copied the vanilla file and just pasted it. It takes some time because it's quite a big file, and it takes up a lot of space. So I understand if you can't do it or whatever. But I like to have 2 files of it, the vanilla file and then the modded file. When you launch the game from Steam, it'll only recognize the file that is called Grand Theft Auto V. It won't recognize the other one if it's named something else. And basically what this is for is if I mess up the game completely with all my mods, I can simply delete it and I can just go back to playing the vanilla one. It just makes it very simple for me. So I recommend doing this. It's not necessary, but I recommend it. So the next thing you're going to want to do is I have this little folder. Before I get any further into this, I'm going to leave all the links in the description down below to make this as easy as possible for you. So everything you need to download will be down below. Just check it out. It's all there. So the first thing you're going to download is the OpenIV. And you're just going to install it as soon as you have it downloaded. So let's do that and I'll be back as soon as it's installed. Okay, so we have OpenIV installed now. It's right here in the top left if anybody can't see it for whatever reason. Yeah, it's simple enough. It's literally a few seconds install. What we can do next is we can just open it up. So we open it up here. And next you're going to have to select the directory for your game. So wherever you have the game, simply select it. As I said, mine is in my memes drive, Steam games, Steam apps, common, and Grand Theft Auto 5. So I'll select that folder. That's it. Click continue. Continue again when it says do not forget to back up your original files. That's what I said at the start. Continue again, and this might take a second to start up. So again, I'll be back as soon as this is ready to go. So once it's all loaded up, this is what you're gonna see. There's gonna be a lot of information. Most of it is irrelevant. You don't need to look at it. Okay. First things what we're gonna do is hit the edit mode here and hit yes, and this kind of blue box will appear at the top. Install plugin for GTA 5. So we're gonna click ASI Manager here, and okay, this won't be installed. So it'll look like this. Nothing will be installed. Just click install on all 3. If this pops up, just click yes, and that's it. The install is literally immediate, and this mods folder will come up for you. So the mods folder is generally where we're going to be working with everything. A lot of people recommend copying the update folder and copying the x64e and x64v and x64w.rpf files as well, and manually just pasting them in here, but it's not necessary. As you work through OpenIV, it's gonna prompt to add things into the mods folder, and that's the easiest way to go about it, in my opinion. So once this is all set up, what I recommend doing is going back to all the files that I've told you to download, and the first ones we're gonna install are these two, scripthookv and scripthookv.net. So if we go to scripthookv.net here, there's quite a few files in here. We don't need the license or readme file. We're only going to be taking all of these, and we're going to just drag and drop them into the GTA 5 directory on OpenIV. Once you've done that, we can just going to do this just so you can see everything at once. So once you've done that, we can go to the scripthookv folder, go to bin, and you'll have 3 files. You'll also have Native Trainer in here. I've deleted it because I don't use Native Trainer. What Native Trainer is, it's a modded menu. I don't use it because I don't like it. I use a different mod menu. If you want to use it, that's absolutely fine. But I do recommend using the one I use, which I'll go over in just a moment. But once you're in here, take these 2 files and drop them again. Okay. So we can go back then, and the next thing we're going to install is the menu SP, and that's the single player mod menu, and it's called menu. So if you go on here, we're going to take the folder, so menu stuff, and the menu.asi. Again, we don't need the license or the readme file, and we're just going to drop them into our OpenIV. That's it for the essentials. The scripthookv files, they pretty much make all scripts run and all mods work. Pretty much any mod you install is going to require these 2 to be installed as well. So you just have to have them in there. Okay. The next thing we're going to install is EMF 1.7. Okay. It might vary on the, on the version. It's going to depend on when you're watching this video. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to open this readme file. Obviously, if you're just following along with the video, you won't need to read the file yourself. You can just follow what I do. But what you will need to do is, first things first, you can literally follow this folder, this folder path, and you just have to do that in OpenIV. So this says that I have to go to mods. Obviously, nothing is in my mods folder yet, so I'm gonna start at the update part. So if I go to update and I go to x64 and DLC packs, okay, I'm not supposed to have the EMF file there, but I do. Okay, so I'm gonna override it. I'm gonna throw it in there. I'm gonna import it. It's probably gonna appear at the end, so if it is, you can just back out and go back in, and there we go. What you're gonna have is this file, dlc.rpf, which is a rage package file. If you open that, see, it comes up the mods folder, copy to mods folder. So whenever that comes up, click copy. There you go, straight away it goes into the mods, and then the pathway is exactly as per the download. But what you want to do next is go x64, and then you're going to have all these rage package files. The one we're going to focus on today is the vehicles one. And of course it's empty because I haven't installed any cars. One more thing that you need to do before you're able to install any cars is you're gonna need to go find your DLC list.xml file, which is found as per here. So if we go, just gonna throw it here so I can read it at all times. So if you go to mods, update, again you'll have to go back to your directory, so update and then update.rpf, and then it's gonna come up with copy to mods. This might take a second, so bear with me. So this part is very important. If you don't do this part, none of the cars you install will work. That EMF file, what it is, that mod, is basically you'll be able to drop everything into that folder, and it automatically finds and replaces all files in the game. It's extremely handy. It saves a lot of work, and yeah, I probably wouldn't be replacing cars if this mod didn't really exist. I'd done so in the past, but it's just a whole lot of work. So once, anyway, this has all backed up, what we're going to go to is next common, then we're going to go to data, and right here somewhere should be your DLC list.xml. So what we're going to do is we're going to extract it. I'm going to extract it straight to my desktop. Boom. Once you've extracted it, it should appear right here. And what you want to do is simply open with and Notepad. Okay. Once you're there, we're going to simply create a new line here at the very end. So just above paths and just next one below the latest one. If you hit tab twice, it'll skip to exactly that line. If you go back to this README file, you just need to copy this, throw it in there, paste it, and save. And that's it. You don't need to do anything else, okay? I mean, the file that you download comes with the Notepad, with the README file. So I won't be leaving that in the description. I'll only leave all the files that you need to download. So once this is added, what you want to do is go back to OpenIV. And still on the same page, we're going to take the DLC list that we just edited and throw it in here. Now this is what's going to make everything work. Okay? Once you've done this, now you are ready to start installing mods. Okay? So our next step is the simplest step. It's literally the easiest step. You're going to go to gta5-mods.com or any website you want to use, but this is by far the best website I've used. You're going to go to vehicles and you're going to pick out what vehicles you want. Okay? Any vehicles you want to install, you'll be able to do so. Now, I've picked out 3 just to save myself some time. I've picked out the cargo delivery Sprinter. I've picked out a BMW 760i. And I've picked out the Viper. Now, what I do want to point out is that the Sprinter and the BMW are both files that are pre-created to be replaced. However, the Viper file is an add-on file, so it's meant to be used as an add-on. However, I will show you how to take any add-on model or any add-on vehicle and turn it into a replacement. So I'll show you how to find the replacement files so you can take them and replace any vehicle you like rather than having to add it on. Okay, so I'm going to show you that in just a moment. So once you found all the cars you want to download, I recommend starting out with just like 1, 2, or 3 of them just to check that everything works for your game. So I've downloaded all 3 of these, but it's very simple. Like you'll pick what you want, hit download here, and it'll just download it into 3 separate zip files. If you go into cars here for me, I've already extracted them from the zip file, but it's very simple. You'll select the zip file and click extract. Okay, so that's my three files here. Okay, so the next part is very simple. What we're gonna do is go back to our OpenIV. If you go back to our... Okay, that's not ideal. My OpenIV crashed. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, we're back. So OpenIV crashed for whatever reason. No big deal. So what we're going to do, once we're back in OpenIV and we're in the directory, we're going to go to mods, update, x64, DLC packs, and EMF. Okay, so DLC.rpf. Yes, I'm aware of this. You're always going to need to make sure edit mode is on for you to be able to actually edit things. So EMF, DLC.rpf, x64, and then we're going to choose the vehicles. Still empty. What we're going to do is now go to the vehicles that we downloaded and extracted. We're going to start with the delivery truck. We're going to go to model here. And it has all the files that I'm going to need to install this. And replacing it is literally as simple as this. I take the 4 files and drag it into this folder. And that's it. This mod does everything else automatically. It finds the files, it replaces, and now I have the DHL truck in my game. Okay? The easiest thing that I can say is if you're planning on installing a lot of cars, like a lot of replacements, the way I have, and I will show you exactly what I mean here. I literally have a list of cars that I've replaced. Because once you get at this point, unless you have an eidetic memory, you're not going to remember which cars you've replaced and which you haven't. So you might start replacing cars you've already replaced with other models, and then you'll be missing them from the game. So what I like to do is keep track of all the cars I've replaced already, and that way I don't replace anything that I've already replaced with a model. I'll get into that in just a moment, but when it comes to replacing at the very start, it's as easy as this. You don't have to do anything, just drag the files, and that's it. Same for the BMW. If I go to the BMW here, replace method, Oracle replace, boom. Easy as that. So the truck replaces the Speedo model, the original Speedo model in the game, and the BMW replaces the original Oracle model. Okay? What I like to do is I like to literally open Notepad and write Oracle BMW i760, is it? No, 760i. My bad. 760i. Speedo is the DHL truck. And next we're going to do the Viper. So, with the Viper, as I said, it's an add-on. So it's not supposed to be a replace vehicle. Okay? So what we're going to do, first we're going to go back to our OpenIV, go to the GTA 5 directory, and we're going to right click and create a new folder. And we're going to call this extract. And click OK. Doesn't need to be called extract. You can name it whatever you like. You can call it big balls on your forehead. Like, it's up to you. Open the extract file, and then we're going to go back to the add-on vehicle. So generally what add-on vehicles are going to have is just this file. You can forget that these three exist for a moment. This is what you're going to have, dlc.rpf. What you want to do is take that file and throw it into your extract or a big balls on your forehead folder on OpenIV. Then go to, and then just double click dlc.rpf on OpenIV. You don't need to copy this one to mods because it's just not necessary. And if we go to, if we go to x64, levels, GTA 5, vehicles.rpf. This is the three files we need for replacing the vehicle. Okay? So these are the three files we're going to need to replace another model in the game. So you would just take these three and throw it into wherever you wish, whatever makes it easiest for you, and that's all. Like that's all this folder is for, is whenever you need to get the add-on vehicle replacement parts, this is all you need this folder for. Like, you can replace it every single time. Like, you don't have to keep this folder at all times, okay? You just throw them in, get the files, and then you can get rid of it. It doesn't really matter. Okay, now, what to watch out for when it comes to add-on vehicles. So add-on vehicles will always have their own spawn name because they're not replacing a vehicle yet. So currently, this Viper is, for spawning it, when you add it on, would be to put in your vehicle spawn DVGTS. That would spawn the Viper, but you wouldn't see it driving around. It's only you who can spawn that car. Okay? So, but we want to replace a model already in the game so we can see the Viper driving around. So what I like to do is, if you go to this website, my bad. If you go to this website, gtaall.com /GTA-5 /vehicles /. Again, it will be in the description down below. And this has a record of all the vehicles available in the game. So, I'm replacing a Viper. So I'm going to consider that a sports car. You go through, choose whatever car you want to replace. So I'll go with the Banshee because I already have the files pre-done here. So I'm going to go with the Banshee, okay? I don't want to overcomplicate things, but this is what you're going to really want to do if you're planning on replacing a lot of cars, because they are going to start mixing, you're going to start mixing them up, okay? So, once you find the model that you want to replace, you always want to double check that the files exist in your GTA 5 directory. So you always want to copy just the second part of the name. So you don't need to copy Bravado, or you don't need to copy Debauchy here. All you would take is the second word, which is Massacro, Buffalo, Banshee, Serrano, whatever. So I'm taking Banshee. That's what I need. Copy. Then I'm going to go to OpenIV. In my directory, go to Tools and Search. Or alternatively, Control F3. Now, you're going to want to make sure search area is everywhere. Search for files and folders. And then just paste it in here. Jesus, that was a weird stutter. Paste it in here and search. So this searches every file in your GTA directory with the name Banshee. Now we can see there's Banshee 2, still Banshee 2, and there's regular Banshee, and then there's a Banshee 3, I believe, but I could be wrong on that one. Is there a Banshee 3? No, there's Banshee 1 and Banshee 2. So we're gonna take we've confirmed, that Banshee exists, the files are there. You can see all three of them here. So once you've confirmed that it does exist, you're good to go. We're going to go back to mods. We're going to go back to update, x64, DLC packs, EMF, DLC.rpf, x64, vehicles.rpf, and here we are. This is where we're installing all our cars. So we're going to go back to where we extracted those three files from the add-on. And what you would do, obviously, as I said, I have them pre-done here, but what you would do is you would rename three of these files. You would rename them with the model that you want to replace. So for example, we're going to put in banshee.yft and hit yes. Okay, I'll replace it, or it'll rename to something different. But that's all you would do. You would rename all three of them. What you need to be careful is that there are two .yft files out of the three. There's always two .yft files. There's one that's whatever car model _ hi, and there is whatever the car name model is .yft. Okay, so you want to make sure that you don't delete the _ hi part. Okay, so once you've renamed them, this is what you're generally gonna have. Sometimes you have 4 files or 5 on very rare occasions, but there are occasions where you'll have 4 or 5 files. You don't have to do anything, like just rename the first part. If there is like car model name plus hi .yft or whatever, just leave the plus hi part, just replace just the car model. You only ever need to replace the car model. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know in the comment section. I'll try and explain it even more, but it should make sense. So once you've done renaming it to whatever model you want to replace, it'll be like this. You'll have the 3 files, and just like any other car, we're going to take the 3 files, throw it in here, and boom, it's installed. As I said, I do highly recommend keeping track of what cars you've replaced with what models if you're planning on installing a lot of mods. Like I showed you, I have a huge list of cars that I've installed myself into my game file, and without it I'd be lost. That's it for the modding part, for the replacing cars part of the tutorial. We're now going to jump into the game and I'll show you what we have accomplished. So I'll be back with you shortly. So guys, we're loaded in, and yeah, so to open the menu that I've installed, if you've installed the same menu as me, the way to activate it is F8, and then to open it is F8 again. If you use controller, you can also do it with RB and left arrow. So for me, that's what I use. I like playing with the controller, just for GTA, of course. Any other PC games get played with keyboard and mouse. Now, if we go to vehicle options, vehicle spawner, and go to the very bottom, it says input model. So if we put in Speedo, boom, DHL truck, Merc, beautiful. Look at this shit. There you go. Easy as that. Honestly, guys, it's literally easy as that. Okay, if we go with the Banshee, which was the Viper, boom, what do you get? You get the Viper. It's actually a pretty nice Viper, and I haven't installed it into my own game file, so I might do that. there we go. We have the Viper. Look, you can see the logos, everything. Perfect. I mean, I guess it could be a little better, but it's a pretty good model. And then the BMW is Oracle, I believe. So here we go. We have the Beamer. There we go. Obviously, if you want to change colors and stuff, you go to menu customs here. You can adjust it. Now, the only thing I will say about customizing is don't try adding, like, with replacements. This is with add-ons. Sometimes you are able to mod them, but mostly with replacements, mods won't work. Like, as in Los Santos Customs mods won't work. Like, you can't add a spoiler and all this crap. Like, that stuff doesn't really match up with the model, because remember, it replaced a different model. Okay, so there is a way to get it done. Maybe I'll do another tutorial in the future, but for now you can do like armor and suspension and brakes and transmission and add turbo and all this crap. Absolutely, go ahead, you can do all of that, that's no problem, but don't try adding spoilers or bumpers or any of that stuff. It's simply not going to work. Okay, it is, as I said, a bit of some extra steps to get mods involved, such as spoilers, etc. Okay, so that's it, guys. As I said, it's very simple once you get a hang of it. I've installed 50 to 60 cars myself, and it's very simple. I just like to keep track of them because I'm trying to replace as many cars as I possibly can in the game. That's it for me, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or would like to see any particular videos when it comes to modding GTA 5, let me know in the description or in the comment section down below. Thanks again, and I'll see you very, very soon. Have a good evening. Peace.